Good evening, boys and girls. I'm going to go ahead and record a lesson for you guys this evening in case you guys are wanting to get started. Your reading is going to be reading your A to Z book and then doing Reader's Notebook pages 157 and 158. 157 is words with O-O, E-W, U-E, and O-U. You're going to put the letters together and write the words with the vowel sounds you hear in zoo. And then the bottom is now use the words you wrote above to complete the sentences below. Page 158 is contractions with not. So do not, does not, is not, cannot. You have to put them together for their contractions. And it gives you kind of a word box at the top so that you can see those. All right, our math is going to be lesson 14. So for this lesson, you're going to need, there should be a template in your packet that has different rectangles in them. I went ahead and cut mine apart. Okay, so we're going to start with A, and with this we also need our problem set for this lesson. And our problem set looks like this. So what you're going to do first is cut out your rectangles. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm doing it a little different. I am trying to use my iPad to record on tonight instead of using the computer, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut out A real quick. So there's my rectangle A. So with this one, it wants you to cut rectangle A into rows. So remember, rows go, if I can get close enough, they go side to side, okay? So we're going to cut it right down the center. So we have 2 rows. Okay, so then you answer the question. Rectangle A has blank rows. Each row has blank squares. So then you count. Each row has how many? Okay. And then for C is blank rows of blank equal blank. So for this one, it wants to know how many rows do we have between these? How many rows is there? And then how many are in each row? And then how many squares do we have total? How many do we have total? So then D is rectangle A has blank squares. So how many total are there? Okay, so with this lesson, you're going to do the same thing with B, but you're going to cut it out in columns. I'll go ahead and cut that out real quick. Because if you remember, columns go up and down. So here's my rectangle B, and I'm going to cut it like this because the rows go, or the columns go up and down. Okay, so now with this rectangle, can't get it all in my picture, then you're going to answer the questions for number 2. Rectangle B has blank columns. So how many columns did we cut it into? And then each column has how many squares? So if I took this column, how many squares is there? And then blank columns of blank. So how many columns did we cut out? And then how many are in each column? And then the total number. So rectangle B has blank squares. Okay, the last part of it is you're going to cut out each square from rectangle A and B. And then you're going to create a new rectangle. Then you're going to do rectangle A, B, and C. And then if you have time and you want to do the extension, you can. Okay, so there's no application problem for this lesson. There's just a problem set that I just went over parts 1 and 2 with you. So that should help. And then the last thing is your exit ticket. So you're going to use your tiles that I gave you, and you're going to complete this. Okay? I hope you guys have a good evening, and I will post the rest of the lessons tomorrow.